My friends, full eagerly have we awaited your return. Few indeed could have discharged the duty entrusted to you, and most humbly we thank you for seeing it done. You are too kind, Elder Seedseer. As I recall, we as good as demanded the right to try. But tell me, how did the battle unfold? We succeeded in waking Omega, aye, but we lost contact with the weapon shortly after launch. From our position in the control room, we were blind to all that followed. What words could do justice to such a scene? None of my choosing. That much is certain. But I can give you the facts. The cocoon hatched even as Omega arrived, and from the midst rose a great dragon. The pair duly set about each other in the skies over Girabania. The primals might defied belief. It seemed the very heavens would be rent asunder by the force of its blows, and it wielded such magics as I have never seen, and I hope never to see again. The battle raged on with no end in sight, until both combatants were engulfed in a blinding flash of light. When the radiance faded, we saw a pair fall motionless from the sky, coming to rest somewhere on Alamegan's soil. I'll not speak for the rest, but my eyes seemed that each landed a fatal blow upon the other. While the most among us could think only of Bahamut when looking upon the primal's form, Domans heard the whisper of the name, Shinryu, as it would appear that the being resembles a creature of the far eastern legend, and we have found it convenient to refer to it as such. This Shinryu's fate, and indeed that of Omega, is yet unknown. We have, alas, no eyes on the Girabanian side of the border. Aye, which is why we have sent our main force, under the command of Marshal Tarupin, to capture the wall. With the Imperials in disarray, we have the perfect opportunity to secure Gridania's border, and assess the aftermath of the impact. I myself will join the Marshal and his men when the Council is adjourned. Well, that explains a few things. I'll wager that flash of light coincided with our loss of contact. Lest you wonder, we quickly re-engage Omega's stasis systems, so even if it has fallen into the Empire's lap, it will be no use to them. Say perhaps as a statue. Correct. Without me to guide their efforts, it would take them decades to decipher Omega's core functions, if they managed it at all. Such reassurances do calm our fears, yet the relic's fate is but one of several concerns. Indeed, I humbly submit the time has come for us to make contact with the Resistance operatives in Girbania. Though Ilbert has forced our hand, it would only seem logical to seek an alliance, given the inevitability of Imperial retaliation. And by working in concert, it is not possible that Alamigo might finally be wrested from Garlemald's grasp. Yay. What you gotta say? Alright, everyone's just talking about how, like... Yep. Plans, Primal emerged. Sight to see again. Sid. We call it Shinryu. Stop. Ask for Alphino. Rising Stones, small detour. Aspmax Aspire. Alright. Well, let's go see. Let's go see this. To the Hawthorne Hut. I'll catch you all there. This is the fun MMO part where we get to just fast travel where we wish to. How about that? Now let's see what mount we get. Let it be the damn it. I was hoping for the the Fall Guys mount to pull up. But from here, I shall leave it to cutscene mode. Wait, hold on. If Yashtola's up there, or if Ida's up here, hold on. Can I talk to her before I think? I don't need to worry about my health. It's fine.
My friends, I cannot well express how glad I am to see you both unharmed. They say that Omega's clash with the Primal shook the very firmament.
You need not have worried. The battle took place far above the ground. We were able to observe in relative safety, though I'm given to understand that there were casualties on the far side of the wall.
It was like watching a nightmare unfold before our very eyes. Ilburd's primal manifested in the form of a colossal dragon, a being of pure violence. It burst forth from the cocoon with such terrible force.
That such a horror should spring from the eyes of Nidhogg comes as no surprise. Nor do I wonder at its form. Ilberd all but announced it in the moments prior to his death. Plainly, it was his dying wish to visit a second calamity upon the Empire.
And I am quite certain the abomination would have obliged had it not found itself outmatched by Omega. Gods! I am no stranger to the works of Alag, but even I was unprepared for the machine's furiosity. It beggared belief.
And how fares poor Ida in the midst of all this? Have you spoken with her?
She's up on the platform, lost in thought. We deemed it best not to disturb her, but mayhap she would welcome some company after all. Shall we?
The light's gone. It was all we had left of him.
Ida.
I don't blame anyone. I knew what was going to happen. I knew the spell Papalimo meant to cast would drain away his life force. I knew that it would only buy us a little time.
Ida, there is no need to explain.
But there is. I can't hide in Papalimo's little shadow anymore, and I shouldn't hide behind my sister's mask. 20 years ago, on the day the Empire marched into Alamigo, I was still just a child, not even 5 summers old. My father had been one of the leaders of the revolution. He had fought to overthrow the Mad King, Theodoric. And my sister had fought alongside him. But she was strong and kind, and always knew what to do. But when the Garleans came, everything changed. My father went to war against them too, and I never saw him again. After that, I remember a lot of running. My sister dragged me for malms and malms until we came to the city of Charlian. That was where she met Master Louis Soir. He introduced her to the Circle of Knowing, and she eventually became an Archon.
She was your inspiration. Is that not why you took up her mask and her name? Or did you simply mean to continue what she had started?
You've known all along, haven't you? That I wasn't Ida.
Of course. We all recognized you at once. 'Twas Papalimo who persuaded us to maintain the charade.
It was silly to think I could fool you. I knew that even then, but I sort of decided not to know. Ida died 6 years ago, on a mission to smuggle refugees out of Alamigo. They say she was overwhelmed by Imperial soldiers when she stayed behind to save a little girl. She was so strong. There must have been a lot of them. I'm sorry for lying to you. My real name is Lise. When Papalimo brought me Ida's mask, it was meant as a keepsake, but I decided I wanted to be his new partner, to keep alive all the good that she had done. I didn't want to become Ida, exactly. At the time, though, I still didn't know who I was myself, and it almost seemed easier to play the role. Papalimo agreed to help, of course, but it was never what he wanted for me. He wanted me to walk my own path, and those were his final words to me. The Archon's mark he gave me is faded, and my last excuse along with it. So this is it. Whatever I choose to do from now on, I do as Lise. And I choose to continue my family's fight. I want Alamigo to be the country that Ida and my father always wanted it to be.
War is upon us once more.
Do you regret standing against the Empire? Would you have chosen a different road, knowing what you know now?
To claim that I never doubted the decision would be a lie. But I made my choice, and I have defended it with blade in hand ever since.
The battle continues, and our steel is needed. Come, Shadow Walker, we leave for the east, for Doma.
It was brave of Lise to remove her mask for so long. Though she has scarce begun to come to terms with Papalimo's loss, that one act made plain her determination to move forward. And should she ever falter, we shall be there to support her on this road she has resolved to walk. Let's return to the Rising Stones. We have quite a story to tell to Tara and my sister. Well then, that's one way to end it. Like, this is like a perfect, like, cliffhanger ending. Oh wow, this is gorgeous. Oh, and there's all the different voice actors from all the different languages they did for it. Nisale to Taru. I wonder if there's any names that I can recognize. Seth and Critchlow. Stefano.
Once
You know, at some point, I might take the time to like rewatch some of these cutscenes in Japanese, just so I could hear what the Japanese voice acting sounds like to this game. Alright, I love the music, but I just want to kind of gather and collect my thoughts on Heavensward as to kind of give an idea and just a small review of my thoughts on the game so far. So, definitely where a vanilla A Realm Reborn falls short in terms of just like storytelling and like what's happening, Heavensward definitely kicks the game off into a stronger era of writing. And so I like how much the game like really evolves from this point forward. It's definitely what makes a Final Fantasy game a Final Fantasy game. The big epic battles, the big cutscenes, and then of course like no matter what in any MMO, any RPG, you're gonna have like the smaller moment-to-moments of just go here, do this, collect this, talk to this person, hand this letter over to that person kind of thing. You're gonna have a lot of that no matter what you do. But in this case, they did a fantastic job of just making it so that way whenever there was a lull moment, you had a chance to just keep going and jump in here and there, where like you knew you had places you could just pause. And I love this, where we get all these epic shots from throughout the entire thing. Because like the base Heavensward stuff, like the Dragon Song War, up until when we lost Isale and when we fought Nidhogg the first time, that was cool. Like it was still giving us that whirlwind adventure of like, all right, cool, time to get you into this new zone kind of thing. And that's the thing about MMOs, is MMOs are a living, breathing game. Like, they are the epitome of what live service gaming is, and how the template should be, ever since the days of World of Warcraft. So, like, my experience with it goes as far back as Destiny. Some people are gonna bug me on that one, but, between Destiny, Elder Scrolls Online, and Final Fantasy XIV, in terms of storytelling, Final Fantasy XIV's got some strong, this is some solid storytelling, and if you are a fan of the Final Fantasy series, you would understand why this resonated with me a lot. Alongside, this right here is what Taken King was for us Destiny players. If I was to give any level of comparison, this is the Taken King kind of narrative. There was a lot of emotional moments in this for me, to say the least. I'm seeing that helmet right there, and I'm just like, And so, right there at the very end, I do love how they did set up just enough plot point where it's like, all right, cool. We might not have a next DLC, but as someone brought it up in the chat earlier, that this moment here was like all right, cool. If we don't get another DLC and the game's done here, we can, this is our ending point. But thankfully, Final Fantasy XIV is still going, so we still have a huge chunk of DLC to chew through, before we get to Dawn Trail, coming out this summer. Because there's Stormblood, Shadowbringers, and Endwalker. So all three of those are the next big DLCs. So we're going to be cutting through all of that. As always, Final Fantasy Friday is going to be our staple. It's going to be every Friday. We start either at 8 p.m. Pacific or anywhere between 8 p.m. to midnight Pacific, because that's when I stream. That's when I do start my streams. And I'll average around 3 to 4 hours, so that way, we can just kind of chew through as much of it as possible, because like we saw with some missions, there's a lot of just travel, a lot of talking, the miniature cutscenes that you could just read through, But then there are a lot of the voiced sequences that I do want to that really escalate and push through. And from what my friends have told me is that later on it really does get all the scenes do start getting voiced more and more, and they do have the budget for it from there on forward. So it's not gonna be as dry. And then like this is what set the bar for it, and they just keep going higher and higher with it. So I'm really happy to see what comes next. I do love how everyone did get a lot of new outfits, and we did introduce a lot more concepts into the universe from this DLC. So yeah, there's a lot more to come for Final Fantasy XIV. Once this cutscene ends, I know there's a post-credit cutscene, so you guys get to watch it. And right now I am recording this, so that way everybody who's watching the VODs, you also get to see a lot of this too. So definitely, as soon as the stream's done, I really should just edit and upload. Not even edit. I think I'm just gonna raw upload a lot of these moments for us. So that way, like, if you missed it on stream, here's some of the key moments that we got for you and what happened last time, kind of thing. So that way you don't have to worry about missing out on any of the stream VODs. If there's any point you do want to go back, if you are going back and you're watching any of my VODs, thank you so much, first and foremost, for taking the time to, like, sit through and marathon all of this stuff, because there are moments where it's like there's cut and dry moments, there's the points where I have to wait out the dungeons and things like that. But when there are the big story moments, like, I'm really glad I get to experience it with y'all and just see this for the first time, because this is the first time I'm playing through any of this. And right now, like, while I'm waiting for Destiny to get its next major update and more story content, I'm glad that I can sink my teeth into this and really dive further into it. Because the thing about MMOs is I love the expansive universes that we get to play a part in, and just we see the bigger story play out the more we go through it. And so I love both this game and I love Destiny. I'm not gonna say I like one over the other. They both have their merits. They both have their appeal to me, right? That I just want to deep dive and appeal to the different fantasies I have of, like, being a gamer, right? Whereas Final Fantasy really adds to a more D&D type aspect of playstyle for myself, where it's like, how can I put this? So in my experience with Elder Scrolls Online, I really liked being able to just deal and dish out a bunch of damage to the boss alongside with all my other teammates, right? Here in this game, I get to do the same thing as my DPS classes, and I've always just been seen as, like, an elven archer whenever it came to any of the fantasy type stories. So, like, it suits me. And of course, as the game's gonna progress, I'm gonna jump into all the other classes and, like, you know, play along with whatever feels right for the story at the time. And I really like how I'm fitting in as the bard kind of thing, archiving the story and just being able to do that. And these epic fight cutscenes, like, if there's some things that really stick out in a lot of modern day Final Fantasy games, it's your summons. The summons are, like, the big things. In this case, it's the primals, which are, like, the big monsters you have to fight, right? Whereas, like, my experience with 7 has mostly just been, yes, we're fighting. As of right now, it's just, we're fighting big corporation at the moment. But then, you know, everybody knows about the big battle at the end where you go up against you-know-who with the big sword, and it's just like, save the world kind of thing. The thing about Final Fantasy XIV and live service games like an MMO is that you're going to be dealing with a lot of the, yes, we're going to save the world again, and again, and again, and again, right? But it's not a daunting experience. It's gratifying. It's a, right now with where we're at, we have a mystery of, well, we unleashed this powerful weapon, this powerful ancient weapon to take down this summoned ancient powerful evil. But what about the other powerful evil people who want to use these exact same powers? Because we have the Garleans, the Garlean Empire, who would love to take over Omega, as well as the Asians, who want to take over Shinryu. So, like, those are, like, the two big plot points we have right now. And then what do we know about the Mother Crystal now that Minfilia has handled our Warriors of Darkness and transferred them back over there? See, there's a lot more moving parts here that they leave as open and not open at the exact same time. So it's like, alright, cool. Now we have our next point to move on towards. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. For the next DLC, I'm probably gonna pick up either Red Mage or Samurai. Probably Samurai because like I did pick up one. I did pick up a really nice weapon I wanted to use for that, as well as just change up my playstyle just a little bit, you know. Because as a DPS, I've already done Bard for like the two main things, and since like I think Stormblood is all Japanese based, I think I would probably pick up Ninja and Samurai to go through the adventures in that one. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So in the meantime, like, you know, between this week and next week, I'm going to be doing a lot more class levelings, so that we can do those adventures, right? Excuse me, phone. Yes, hi. Yeah, phone, please. Stop buzzing me. Damn. What else can I say about this one? But yeah, out of it all, I thoroughly enjoyed the Heavensward DLC. There's been many moments I cried in this, and like, I can't say I'm too saddened by the loss of Papalimo solely because like, Papalimo, like, okay, like I was saying earlier in the writing aspect of things, Ida and Papalimo were kind of like my C-3PO and R2-D2 of this, where it's like, they know what's happening in this universe, and they're kind of like our introductory, they were our introductory Scions. I don't know how it is if you started out in Ul'dah or Lim Solominsa, because I'm pretty sure you have like a different intro for each of them. Because I've seen people who started out as a Laminson, and they start out with like a pirate thing, and they're like on a ship. For me, traveling to Gridania, I'm on a cart and I get introduced to some Mughals. And that's something you guys didn't get to see when I very first started this adventure back in 2014. So yeah. But I'm really glad I'm sticking through with this, and just... as much as like I don't want to have just like to keep rushing through the content, through the story stuff, I treat it as though I'm like binge watching something, right? I don't really like to binge watch, but when I do, I'm fully invested, kind of a thing, you know? It's like, you know, I'm in it for the ride. So yeah. And of course the music, it's epic, the fight sequences are cool, the dungeons have been a lot of fun, the trials are a lot of fun, just learning the mechanics and fighting the bosses and all of that. And so speaking of dungeons and raids and whatnot, if you guys want to try out this game for yourself, the game is of course free to play. It is the critically acclaimed MMO Final Fantasy XIV. Listen, that whole speech text is a meme in itself. If you guys do want to check it out, you can create an account. We can add you, but you can't add us. But if you guys want to check this game out for yourself, the game is free to play up to level 70, so you can catch up to us and join us in Stormblood. And continue your way through there, and then we'll help carry you. We'll help level you up. We'll squad up with you whenever you need it. If you come join us, yeah. You can either join my Discord, you can join Irish's Discord, you can join our free company that my other friend runs, and she'd be glad to help you out too, and get you all pushed through to the end game as well. And the end game is where a lot of fun happens, especially when you're at that level where it's like, all right, I now have good gear, I have the right stats, I have enough to do what I need to do, and now I can actually start doing the endgame stuff with everybody at level and experience all this cool stuff at the end. And when it comes to an MMO, like I said, Elder Scrolls Online, Destiny, this game, I love doing the endgame stuff like that because it's just a test of my own skill. Whether I'm able to help teach people how to run through it, whether I'm able to handle on my own and learn the mechanics myself, especially like this, or be able to, like I said, teach people how to run said mechanics. And it's a gratifying experience. So if you're looking into getting into an MMO, we are the resident MMO NPC tutorialist here. So yeah. If this is your first time finding my channel, if this is your first time tuning in here on YouTube or wherever on Twitch, please do give us a follow, feel free to subscribe, feel free to hit that bell icon, get notified whenever we're posting new videos, whenever we go live on stream, because we do this stuff on the regular. if you ever feel lost or if you ever feel confused, we're more than happy to help you through this, because there's a lot of the unspoken rules, unspoken things of running these that the game doesn't inherently explain to you, that is just kind of taught through word of mouth between players, whether you're a new player, a veteran player, what have you, or if you're jumping in from another MMO. There's a lot that can be digested in here for y'all. So yeah. And of course, there's a lot more that does happen with the Final Fantasy XIV community as well. So if you guys want to scout it out and check it out, make sure to check it out on wherever you can. Do some research on it, you know. Everyone who talks about it swears by it, and soon enough, Final Fantasy XIV will also be available on Xbox, on the Series X and Series S, and I think Xbox One, if I remember correctly. Right now they're doing an open beta test, so that way if you too will like to jump in and join us in our Eorzean adventures, check it out over there on Game Pass. But the game is available on all consoles except Switch. So yes, I think this is a good enough like talking point for me on the on my thoughts on Heavensward and such, as well as just Final Fantasy in general. But yeah, according to Irish, this is a whole 15 minutes of cutscene. I dare not skip it because I know there's a post-credit cutscene as well, as you do in a lot of modern games, you know. So yes. Also, I'm trying to make sure that my audio is not too spiky either, so that way I'm not, you know, blowing out your headphones. You know what? While I'm here, I might as well just properties. No. Advanced properties. No. Filters. Okay, I have the gain up at least. That much. Compressor noise gate. Noise gate. Dun, 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 dun. Opens at 19. Now let's set this at -20. Lowest threshold at there. Maybe here. I'm just kind of guessing it at this point. You know what? This is something I should deal with later. So yes, welcome to the live stream where I always end up trying to figure my stuff out while I'm like on the spot, because that's how I do things. Pause scrolling, change speed, hide scrolling text. And of course, when it comes to Final Fantasy, it's you have the great Nobuo, helping out and making the music here. Yeah. So this is like officially the end of Heavensward now. Like, we have hit the end of Heavensward, and we're going to go into Stormblood in the next DLC. So next Final Fantasy Friday, we're gonna kick off with Stormblood. And so that'll be our next adventure. So if you guys want to see that, like I said, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. Get notified whenever we go live. And I still post regularly in my Discord that, hey, I'm going live, so yes. Other things of note, I already said this in an earlier recording, as well as earlier in the live stream, but soon enough, I'm going to be hosting a subathon to help keep this game going for us on stream, because doing a lot of what we do, it takes a little bit. So if you guys want to help support the channel, if you guys want to come along and play, right now, more than anything else, I'm really glad that you guys get to come watch this. You get to experience this with us right there. Whether you've experienced the game already or you're joining us on this ride for the first time and experiencing these stories too, that's more than enough for me. If you're enjoying the ride, whether this made you want to pick up the game yourself and join us too, that's more than enough for me. But if you want to go above and beyond and you want to help out the channels, if you want to help out all our friends, and just, yeah, and do a little bit more, you're welcome to come subscribe over on Twitch, or even donate to the channels directly. And everything we do goes back to our channels and helps keep the adventures going. It helps keep the games going, the laughs, the smiles, and all the crazy antics. So, but first and foremost, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for giving us your time, your attention, and being there for the ride as we experience it ourselves too. That's a lot to say. And I kind of have been talking for like the last 10 minutes straight, just so we could fill the dead air in the credits. And huge thank you to everybody who helped develop this game, because look at this. Look at this team. Look at that. And this is why games take so long sometimes to develop, because everybody needs to do their part. I'm doing my part. I didn't do shit. And speaking of doing our part, I recently acquired another game. If you can't tell, don't worry about it. I'll be posting more stuff about it later on. So yes. So yeah, keep an eye on it. If you guys want to join us, I'll give you the honorary co-streamers role. You can come join us on stream as well. And yeah. So yeah, my server doubles up not only as a hangout channel, but it also serves as a resource channel. It serves as an LFG channel. So if you guys ever need some team members to run games with, let us know. Let us know. Don't be afraid to reach out and ask. Like, that's the whole point of the server. And if you're new to any of this, whether you're new to MMO gaming, whether you're new to streaming, whether you're new to YouTubing, VTubing, what have you, if you want to learn how to do any of this, join the Discord. We've got you covered. We'll help get you set up on everything. We'll show you our setups. Yeah. So yeah. I'm doing my best to kind of kill time here with this with these end credits. I could fast forward it, but I don't want to. I want to make sure like everyone gets the chance to kind of have their moment to shine in this, you know. So yeah. But yeah, I'm really glad I got to pick up Machinist and managed to power level it to level 60. Like that, I'm really glad I was able to pull that off, because I'm glad I got to run it a little bit during some sequences here and there. But definitely, like I said, I'm going to pick up Samurai next, and I'm also going to pick up Red Mage, because I do want to get some melee classes under my belt too. Ooh, excuse me. I don't know if Red Mage counts as melee. I think it's like melee, like ranged melee DPS, which is pretty cool, and I've yet to see that. And then soon enough, I'll also pick up Dancer once I do get to Stormblood. Oh my god! I just thought about what my samurai outfit's gonna be. Oh no! Oh no! No, wait, even better. That's what my Red Mage is gonna be. Oh no! Oh no! Well, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. But yeah. Alright, so we're reaching the logos part of the game. This is where I will hop out and leave y'all to enjoy the final cutscene. Without further ado, this has been Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. Thank y'all for watching. And for the stream side, I'll catch you on the next stream. Until next stream, next video, this is Shadow of Gaming, signing out. Enjoy!